Today's episode of Dungeon Crawlers Radio is brought to you by Gamers Inn, your one-stop location for all your gaming needs. Located in Lehigh City, Utah, their fun and friendly staff will be more than happy to answer any of your gaming needs. Just remember, Gamers Inn, it's where adventures begin.
It's time to power up.
Autobots, roll out! Broadcasting live from the DCR studio.
Oh yeah!
The Geek Revolution starts here.
Excellent!
Get ready for the #1 hit geek radio show out there.
Well, it is impressive, isn't it?
Because it's time for Dungeon Crawlers Radio. Let's get ready to rumble!
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
All right, everyone, welcome to another episode of Dungeon Crawlers, where the room sounds very quiet and dead. And
Daniel.
I know it's weird. Scott is on the other side of the room, and I can barely hear him. It's weird. It's creepy.
And hey, Scott's back.
Yes, Scott has returned after his embarrassment.
Epic and fully clothed, I might add.
Yes, fully clothed. Yay!
See, this is what happens when I leave the show.
You left Varen here.
One week I'm gone, and all of a sudden you guys have the weirdest conversations that are completely irrelevant. You guys don't need to know about college stories like that.
Hey, you left Varen here, and he went wild.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently. Varen's gone wild. That's
However, Varen is not here tonight. Mackenzie will be on a later show. And McKay might show up, might not.
We might have a guest starring McKay.
It all depends on the time stream and where he plops out.
It's a big crapshoot. We never know.
It's like a magic carp.
What's on the cards?
It's like trying to catch a magic carp.
Roll the dice.
You know, you never know if you're going to catch one, but one just might plop on the deck.
Speaking of rolling the dice,
yes.
The Ghostbusters 2 board game just came out, and I can safely say I'm just as bad at rolling dice in that game as I was in the first one. So
Sweet.
It's awesome. Cryptozoic Entertainment. Go pick it up.
I picked up the Cryptozoic's DC deck building game.
How's that?
It's actually really fun.
Really?
So they did a great job.
Wait. Deck building? Does that mean that like you buy expansions as it goes on?
No. So basically, you have a set.
Right.
You can buy expansions if you want, but it is a self-contained game. But what that basically means is you start out with 10 cards, and there are equipment, hero, villain, and superpower cards that are in the middle. And what you do is your cards have a certain power rating, and then every card in the middle that you can purchase has a power rating that you can buy. So you buy those cards.
X-Wing.
Yeah, well, sort of. You buy those cards, they go into your deck, and you just keep shuffling until you build a stronger and stronger deck so that you can defeat the supervillains. And the supervillains have a high point value. And then as you defeat those supervillains, they go into your deck, and you just go until you wipe out all the supervillains, and then whoever has the most victory points at the end wins.
That's awesome.
It's actually a really fun game. And, they do have the expansions, they do have an expansion to add in all the new 52 characters. They have another one that you can add in all the Black Lanterns and the Red Lanterns and all that from Blackest Night. They also have, alternate Earth characters, expansions. There's also, you can buy a pack where it's a starter set where it's all Teen Titans and Forever Evil, which is all the bad guys that have come together as a good guy team. Which is part of the new 52. So, it's fun.
Well, Cryptozoic does good stuff.
No, they did a great job.
With their Ghostbusters board game, it's a lot of fun. You go in, you stop slime, you stop ghosts.
Yeah.
You have your slime blower, your proton pack. You switch between the two. It is literally the game that I wanted since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to get together and we're gonna have to swap.
No,
play both games.
It's a really fun game. It's super simple. So if you're not a DC fan, you can still enjoy the game. But being a DC fan, you can be excited when you pick up Superman or you pick up Cheetah or Scarecrow or characters like that to add into your deck.
Hey, I don't dress up like a DC character, but you know what? I still have that love.
Yeah.
So
it's really cool.
I also have to learn to play Zombicide. I know it's not a Cryptozoic, but
No. We need to get Krebs in here. Krebs loves Zombicide, and he loves it so much he's actually written his own storylines for that game.
Well, they just barely closed a Kickstarter for their recent one called the Green Horde,
Yeah.
Which I believe you can still order online. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's still late order entry. So if anybody had thoughts about it, it actually looks pretty cool. It looks like, zombie back in the days. So like you've got orcs that are zombified.
Nice.
And
It is a fun game. It's pretty much you, a bunch of friends against zombies trying to get whatever objective it is. Sometimes you got to get to a building. The one game I
I
played,
played the first level, and it's fun.
one I got to played, we had to get to a helipad to fly out. Is that the first one? I don't know.
No, that's not the one
Okay.
I played.
Well-
or maybe I just didn't finish the full first level.
Well,
'cause
we
were
played it,
rushed.
and oh my gosh, we barely survived. I mean, literally, it's just you barely come out.
Yeah,
of that.
maybe I actually died before I actually completed the level.
Maybe. I don't know. All right. So those are a couple of games. There's a lot of really crazy news that's happened lately. Where do you want to start with the news?
Personally, I don't know. Like I am. Let's start by the hot button topic for Scott, which is Jumanji.
All right, Jumanji.
Jumanji, the film that came out with Robin Williams.
Yes.
When I was a kid, and I loved
and the
it.
sequel
It was
that's coming out
amazing.
that will tie into that movie.
Hold on. Did you say sequel? Has it been
yes,
confirmed that this is
It
a
is
sequel?
a sequel that will tie in with Robin Williams' original Jumanji.
You're kidding.
I'm not.
Because they play it up in the trailer like it's something completely different.
Well,
it's a video game.
it is a video game. It is. But they did talk about, and I read an article where it is going to tie into Robin Williams' original Jumanji, where someone got the game or something, and they decided to make a video game out of it somehow. It is an interesting concept because yes, board games are kind of relevant still, but a lot of the younger generation don't. They're more attached to video games than to board games.
Well, of course they are.
So it's great going that way. And the concept, because I was like, how is The Rock and Karen Gillan and Jack Black and Kevin Hart supposed to be in this game? It makes no sense that they're going to sit down and play a game. But the fact that it's a video game and these are avatars.
Oh, no. Like watching the trailer, I will admit, number one, watching the trailer got me excited. Like,
Yeah.
it looks hilarious. The comedy looks on point, at least in the trailer. And the fact that it's a video game is amazing. The only thing that bothered me was the fact that I thought it was a reboot and that they had changed the entire concept of Jumanji to a video game and they were just using name recognition for another funny movie. And they should have called it, Get in the Game, or
Yeah.
some new kind of movie. Just give it a new name like they
Yeah.
did with the Zathura,
Yes.
call it Vyashka, or Viaga or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, still keep it a Jumanji-esque movie, but name it something different, bring it in, but knowing that it's actually a sequel. So they've officially announced this is officially a sequel.
Hold on. I'm pulling it up right now just to double check.
Because
Let's see.
the only thing I ever heard was reboot. But now that I'm thinking to it, I never actually heard officially that it was a reboot. And who knows, with the Ghostbusters with all of the what's the word I'm looking for? The kickback that we saw with Ghostbusters. Because I think most people's problems was that it was just a reboot. That was their main problem. They wanted to see the original cast. And for me, I would be okay if it was a bad movie and the original cast were still the original characters because I've waited for that Ghostbusters 3 my entire life.
So here it is. So Robin Williams' character has a role to play in sequel. Robin Williams' Jumanji character will affect events of the forthcoming sequel, Welcome to the Jungle.
So it is officially a sequel.
Yes.
Okay, now my excitement.
And that
level for this just
that
went
is
up.
as of June 20th of 2017.
Excellent. Okay, I'm on board 100%.
So, I mean,
I'm hopefully optimistic. I was hopefully optimistic about the new Indiana Jones, the Crystal Skull, and that was an amazing trailer. It was an amazing trailer, but it.
I still like that movie. It is a little weird, but I still like it just because I like the fact that we had Indiana Jones. We got to see an older Indiana Jones, and they played on that. They really played on the fact he was getting older, where, he's swinging towards the truck and misses. So I enjoyed it for that fact because, yeah, it only makes sense that he's gotten older.
I just didn't.
The alien thing was a little far-fetched. I'll agree with that. But
like pulling out someone's heart in Temple of Doom, that's weird. That's
Yeah.
freaky. But it was with the Indiana Jones mythos, and even that was the most far-fetched part of the old Indiana Jones mythos.
But, we'll see. I mean, I enjoyed it.
I had fun, but I'm not enough to ever own it.
Okay.
So, but like I said,
Fair enough.
I'm hopeful about this. Like, it looks hilarious.
Well, it does. It looks like they're having
Where's
some
the other
fun.
2 feet of my body?
You know,
I'm
I
sorry.
like Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson. I mean, if you've watched Central Intelligence, work really well together.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Black is always funny, and the fact that he is playing a
A
high
teenage
school
girl.
teenage girl is even better. And then we've got, you know, kind of the normal wallflower teenage girl that suddenly becomes the hot chick, you know, that's not wearing a lot of clothing. Which I love the fact that they play off that. It's like, why am I in a jungle with a half shirt and shorts? You know, but Karen Gillan does a great job, and then they're like, oh, we got special powers, and you start seeing that. It looks like it's going to be fun. Now, it could just be
A
that
trailer magic.
Everything that we've seen in the trailer is all the fun parts we'll ever see. I don't know. But at the same time, The Rock, you know, Dwayne Johnson doesn't really sign on something unless it's a solid movie.
How did Baywatch do, though? Like, I haven't heard
I haven't seen Baywatch, so
See,
I
that's the
can't
problem.
say.
I do not know one single person who went and saw Baywatch.
Well, the question is Baywatch even relevant? I mean, maybe back in the day after the TV series had been on, it would have been relevant then. But, and even then they built it as a comedy,
Yeah.
it looks like. So,
Well, for me, the main...
I don't know. I'll have to look at it.
My main connection with Baywatch was the Friends jokes that Joey and Chandler would always reach back.
Yeah.
That's how I knew Baywatch.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a kid, it just didn't make sense. Why are they running again?
Yeah.
Like I was really young when that came out.
That's okay. You know, it was David Hasselhoff and Pamela Anderson and a bunch of other people always running around in red swimsuits. So, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So Jumanji, I'm excited.
Yeah. So it is a sequel. It's not a reboot, which I think is a good idea.
It's a smart move.
Doing a reboot would have been a bad idea. But doing a sequel allows them to keep Robin Williams in that universe and move forward, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, all right. So what else?
What else?
What is the other big red thumb?
Okay, so something that surprised me is Fox has set release dates for 6 mystery Marvel movies.
Okay.
6.
So if it's Fox,
That's in addition to Deadpool 2, which is currently filming.
so if it's Fox, that means, well, we know there's a Venom movie in the works.
But is that Fox? That is Fox.
Yes. Yep.
That is.
So Venom and the villain will be Carnage in that. So that could be one of them. Spider-Man 2 and 3 maybe could be in there because they've already said they're going to start. They're working on Spider-Man Homecoming 2. So
Right. Well, that's Spider-Man Homecoming 2, but that's still under Marvel, isn't it?
No. Fox.
Really? That's going back to Fox?
Oh no. Excuse me. Spider-Man Sony. Right? Yeah. Excuse me. Move back. So Sony actually owns Venom and Spider-Man. So no.
Yeah, so Sony is doing the Venom and Carnage.
Yeah. So it's Fox. It's got to be X-Men movies. Oh no. They own Fantastic Four.
They do. Okay,
And
so
they did
so
say
we do
they
know,
were looking at doing those.
We know that the movies that are filming are not Deadpool 2 or X-Men Dark Phoenix, which is to be released November 2nd, 2018.
So it's got to be X-Men or Fantastic Four. Those are the only two properties they own. Sony owns Spider-Man and all those villains.
Yeah, but 6 films. Like, between, what is this? June 7th, 2019 and March 5th, 2021? That's a lot of films to be able to punch out real quick when the last few X-Men movies...
Well,
mean,
who
where else
knows?
can they
Maybe
go?
the Dark Phoenix does a reboot of the universe. So
I guess they could do a Dark Phoenix... Wait, they do a reboot of the universe? Is that what they're doing with the Dark Phoenix?
Well, maybe. I don't know. I mean, there is that possibility.
I know.
Maybe an Age of Apocalypse type.
It would be
reboot
cool
or
to
something.
see like a Dark Phoenix trilogy.
Or we could get a Dark Phoenix trilogy, so that would give us at least 2 of those 6. Some Fantastic Four movies.
Do you think that maybe Channing Tatum is coming back with the
A
whole Gambit idea?
maybe a Gambit movie, maybe a Wolverine movie without Hugh Jackman. I don't know. I mean, there is a lot of possibilities.
I'm sorry, a Wolverine movie without Hugh Jackman.
I
So
know.
it's just basically all the people that are dead. Oh, what happened here? It looks like some kind
Well,
of
they
animal
pretty
came
much,
through
I mean,
here.
with Dark Phoenix, they pretty much got a new lineup of people playing those characters.
Right.
So, I'm hearing random talking.
I'm sorry, Daniel, are you hearing voices?
I am hearing voices. Aren't you hearing voices?
Well, it's either really good news or really bad news. So either one, Daniel, you're hearing the voices of the damned, and they're speaking to you. They're talking to you from the grave, which, basically who you're going to call type scenario. Or number two, it's actually coming from your own psyche. Your own conscious is talking. Your subconscious is talking.
No, there's some headphones over here on this
drugs.
computer desk, and there's something playing. So, hey, I'm not crazy.
Well, that's the vote's still out on that one.
All right.
What other news is there? There's
The Han Solo.
The Han Solo. What is going on with... So, first of all, I really think we, with the internet, with the current social media outpouring of information, it's too much information. I feel like we're judging every single bit. We're nitpicking everything. It's like we're looking at all the ingredients of a cake and saying, well, this cake looks like crap, when we don't even know what the cake is going to turn into. Like, we see all these screenshots. We're seeing images from the new Avengers that's filming right now. And frankly, I don't need to know these things. Yeah. Like, wait for the trailer. This is a piece of art. If you want to know the making of, wait until it comes out. I know that we're all excited, but we're jumping on every little thing.
Unfortunately, that's not going to change. Now that there's a camera on every phone, now that everyone can tweet and drop something on Facebook, that is just, and let alone blog or talk about it, that's just how media is changing. It's, ooh, I got this, throw it out there. Ooh, I got this idea, throw it out there. I mean, we kind of do the same thing in a way.
I mean, I'm prefacing this because now we're about to talk about the exact news that we've heard.
I mean,
I'm just letting people know, don't worry. It doesn't mean that we're going to see a bad movie. Give it a chance. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't know. See, here's my problem. First off, Disney and Lucasfilms is messing with a character that's iconic. Mm-hmm. That for our entire life, whenever you say Han Solo, you see Harrison Ford's face. Now, there is a new face being attached to that Han Solo. On top of that, they're going back into the past, and we know the two directors have been fired. Disney was so concerned that they let him go because they were stating that Han Solo appeared more like Ace Ventura from Pet Detective than Han Solo we've seen in the movies thus far.
That's pretty bad.
So it was turning out to be more of a comedy. So that's why they were fired. Which is bad. This is an iconic character. You don't make him look like Jim Carrey. I mean, no, I don't care how young he is or anything like this.
Unless the iconic character was Jim Carrey, like from The Mask.
Yeah, I mean, if he was that way...
we saw how well Dumb and Dumber
If he was that way in the beginning, yes. But there is no way you can see Ace Ventura turn into Han Solo. Really.
Right.
So, not only that, there's, we've seen where there was an acting coach that was running because they were so concerned about, I can never remember how to pronounce his name.
Well, don't look at me. If you can't do it, I'm certainly not going to
Alden Heinrich or whatever. The guy they casted as Han Solo, they were very concerned about him, that they brought in an acting coach for him. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, it's because he was acting so much like Jim Carrey. Well, that's just acting based on direction you're given. If they brought in an acting coach, there is a reason. They are very concerned about the way he's acting, his acting ability, because, again, this is a huge character. You cannot screw this up. If Disney screws this up, and Lucasfilm screws this up, it will kill their movie franchise moving forward.
Hold on. I wouldn't say kill.
I would.
I would say it will give it a momentary. It might give it a momentary pause when they're talking about the budget for the next film.
I think every Star Wars fan would revolt and not go see another Star Wars film that pertains a character of this nature.
I would agree with you, except for one minor argument called Episode 1.
Well, Episode 1, we didn't have those characters previously. We had a younger Obi-Wan, but that was okay. We had a good actor. But we'd never seen Anakin before.
We've seen more of him than...
All we've seen is Vader. We've never really seen Anakin. So they could get away with that. Yeah, I mean, we could get away with that. This is taking Han Solo, Harrison Ford, turning him into this guy. And Han Solo, by far, is a much bigger character.
Right, and I can understand that. This is taking something iconic. You're fiddling with it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, give them a chance. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I am going to give him a chance. We'll see. But, and
I
that's
mean, they
why,
reshot
and that's,
a
and
large chunk of
honestly,
Broly.
in my belief, that's why they brought in the acting coach, is to make his skill better so that he better fits that. But that's just, I've never been a fan of who they casted as Han Solo from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I've been concerned because I know a lot of people thought his acting in Hail Caesar was amazing. I thought it was junk. I thought it was trash. But I haven't even seen him in anything else, to be fair. I hope it turns out better because I would like to see this story. But I feel like there's so many things that they're changing, like the fact that Solo isn't really his last name. And there is rumors abound that maybe his real name is Han Ren, which is why Kylo or Ben goes and takes up the name Ben or Kylo Ren, and there's the Knights of Ren. It would make sense because Han Solo is supposed to be connected to the King and Queen of Corellia, which is why he was able to marry Princess Leia. But he's always been Han Solo. Why are you messing with that? That makes no sense to me.
You gotta admit, it's kind of intriguing, though.
No, actually it's not. At least to me, as a Star Wars fan, I'm not intrigued by messing with his last name. That's like saying, oh, Luke Skywalker, that was never really his name.
It wasn't his name. It was Sky Killer.
It was actually Luke, pick your nose. But we know it was Luke Skywalker. We know it's Leia Organa.
Star Killer, not
even
Sky
though her
Killer.
name should be, Skywalker. But she was adopted, so that's okay. That works. But going back and saying this character we've always known as Han Solo really isn't Han Solo. It's Han Ren or Han whatever. Just...
This is apparently a red button issue.
Oh,
for
it
you.
is.
This is very sensitive.
It's like having your best friend that you've known for years, and suddenly they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, my name really isn't Scott. It's Jimmy, and my last name is not even Smith. It's Beluga."
But at the same time, I kind of like seeing this kind of thing, like in Rebels when Ezra starts calling himself Lando Calrissian. That just makes right. That's
he does that,
and that just makes me laugh so much.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's a I think it could be a good move, honestly, because Solo, like I fly solo, and then maybe
You're
Chewbacca
right.
comes in and I'll keep the name. I like it.
I'm keeping my mind open.
I can tell.
We'll see. No, I mean, if they screw up the character, it's going to be bad.
Well, look at the bright side. They are pulling in Ron Howard. I have high hopes for that. Like, Ron, he is... You have something bad to say about it? Ron, don't
Go
you?
ahead.
No, go on. Let's hear it. Let's hear the Han.
I'm just saying,
let's hear
Ron
the
has
anti-Ron.
Ron has never done something like this before.
Of course not.
So,
But he has done amazing work, and I
he's
believe
done
he can do that.
decent jobs. I wouldn't say he's ever done an amazing one. He's done good movies, but I don't think he's ever done an amazing one. And I think something of this caliber is going to be difficult. But I definitely think he'll be able to correct the mistakes that have been made with the previous directors. Maybe if I had seen something sci-fi from him, I mean, the closest thing we've ever seen, Apollo 11?
Apollo 13.
Apollo 13, excuse me.
We've seen Apollo 13. We've seen How the Grinch. Like, I love the Grinch.
Oh, really?
That's right.
No.
Yeah. Him and Jim Carrey. Hey, another
No,
Jim Carrey.
no.
Maybe that'll be the new Han Solo.
No, I hate the Grinch. Sorry, I love the original classic cartoon, but that movie is just an abomination in my opinion. But that's my opinion. I know other people like it.
The Simpsons movie, and we will get to see how he does with the Dark Tower at least.
See, the Dark Tower will come out first.
Yeah, so we'll be able to see. Like,
If the Dark Tower hits on beat, then I won't worry, because Idris Elba is the gunslinger, and Matthew McConaughey is the Man in Black. If he can pull those two men and do this movie justice, then I'll be fine with Han Solo.
Mm-hmm.
If he can't, Han Solo is going to be an abysmal
You'll go see it, but
bonfire. Yeah.
it's okay. We still have a year and a half before we have to worry about it.
Yes, I think so.
We get The Force Awakens soon. I'm excited.
All right.
All right. We're almost out of time.
We are.
Are we out of time?
We got maybe a minute or two to talk about something else, or we can just wrap it up here and say we're done.
Honestly, I'm excited about things that are coming out. Spider-Man comes out this
Spider-Man,
week.
yeah. Spider-Man is out.
Yep, Spider-Man is out.
There was the abysmal abomination that was Transformers 5.
Do tell.
Which, okay, I have enjoyed the Transformer movies. When everyone talks negatively about them, I've been there kind of defending them. This last one was a giant piece of, I would have to insert R2-D2 screaming several times to warp over the noise. Yeah. It was a piece of crap. I would, okay, I'm going to phrase it this way. I would much rather go see the new Ghostbuster movie than go answer the call than go see Transformers 5 again.
Wow. That's bad for you.
It is.
That's really bad.
There are so many things they don't explain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so Bumblebee gets torn apart in the movie, but somehow is able to reconnect himself. They never explain how he got this ability.
He's magic. It's the love. It's the love from the audience because he's the one favorite part that people actually like about
Dinobots are in the movie for maybe 3 minutes.
I was so hopeful.
And not even used. The Dinobots are the biggest joke in the Michael Bay universe. Dinobots are awesome. And yet they're not used. Grimlock is this massive T-Rex thing that could destroy the Decepticons. And yet they're not used. You see Grimlock chewing on a police car, spinning it out. And then you see the Dinobots jump out of the ground, roll over these military people that are after Cade. And then you never see them the rest of the movie.
See, that's disappointing.
The girl you see in the trailer maybe has 15, 20 minutes of screen time, and it's a 3-hour movie. Hot Rod, which is one of my favorite characters from the movie, has this weird, horrible French accent, and doesn't even look like the character. Sam Witwicky is just kind of written off in like a 2-3 minute segment. And then, with that said, it's just...
But look at the bright side. As horrible of a taste as that left in your mouth, you can go rinse it out with Spider-Man Homecoming right now, 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I could keep going on about how horrible that 5th movie was. But we'll just leave it at that. Bad. It's bad.
I'm going to go watch Spider-Man again.
All right. So, with that said, we're out here, and we'll catch you next time.
That was my web shooter.
Okay.
Just because the world is without fuel doesn't mean it can't burn. Union Forest has unleashed a dragon upon the world, and it's hungry. Henry Morgan has to save his brother and face the dragon. Check out The Shadows Above the Flames, written by our very own Daniel Swinton and published by Immortal Works. You can find your copies on Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, or anywhere books are sold. So go get your copy today and find out what happens to Henry and Rick.